We are solving physics problems, doing here number 4 problem that I made up. And this is in our kinematic section of problems. So it says a Formula One car is driving around a track at time t1 equals 0 seconds, has a velocity vector of negative 10 x hat plus 8 y hat meters per second. A short time later, at t equals 0.7 seconds, it has a velocity vector v2, negative 7 x hat plus 9.5 y hat meters per second. What's the average acceleration? Okay, so I'm going to again use my pause button here. And so what I want you to do, it wouldn't be terrible to sketch a picture. Sketch a picture, because it's fun. Sketch a picture, write down everything that you know, and write down what you're trying to find and any assumptions that you need to make. So do that now. That's the pause button. Pause. Made out of Lego. Okay, I hope you pause it and do that, because that's how you learn how to do these kind of problems, is by practicing. But let's go ahead and do that first part, and then I'll tell you what to do next. So switching over here to the overhead. That's what I call it, overhead. Where'd my chalk go? That's it. Okay, so let's just sketch a picture. Now remember that there are multiple representations for vectors. But I'm going to draw these vectors. So the first one says it's going at negative 10 to x hat 8 y hat. So imagine that my car is right here, and it's going in the x direction and in the y direction, something like that. We'll call that v1. And then a little bit later, it's going to be at negative 7, 9.5. So it's a little bit more like this. So v2, right? It's not as much in the negative x direction and more in the y direction, like that. So those are my two velocity vectors. Let's write them down. v1 is the vector. I'm going to write them two different ways. This is the way I really like to write it, as what I write is negative 10, 8, 0. There is a z component, and it does have units, meters per second. I could also write that as negative 10 x hat plus 8 y hat, and I'm going to put a parentheses there for meters per second. They're fine. If you want to use I hat, j hat, k hat, that's fine too. I like that way because it's more compact. v2 is going to be equal to, I've already forgot what it was. Negative 7, 9.50 meters per second. Okay, so we're given those. We're also given this. T1 is 0 seconds. T2 is 0.7 seconds. And what are we looking for? We're looking for the acceleration vector. Okay, so that's where, and are there any assumptions? Not really. We can assume that it has a constant acceleration, but it doesn't matter because it says average acceleration. Okay, so now what I want you to do is to go ahead and write down the definition of acceleration and calculate what that acceleration vector is. It's not a very complicated problem, so go ahead and do that in one step, and we will pause. Okay, now you can unpause. So let's write down the definition of acceleration. We define the acceleration as the rate of change of velocity. The change of velocity divided by the change in time. Now, I have two velocities, so I can write that as v2 minus v1 over the change in time, which is t2 minus t1. I'm pretty much done at that point. Okay, but I'm going to write it out explicitly, and then I'll show you another cool thing that you can do. So let's write this as v2. I'm going to use my formula right here. Negative 7, 9.50 minus negative 10, 8, 0. And I'm going to leave off the units. And then I have 0.7 minus 0. So there's my change in velocity vector divided by my change in time. Okay, so how do we subtract vectors? To subtract vectors, we subtract the x components, we subtract the y components, we subtract the z components. So I have them all split out here, so I can write that. So negative 7 minus negative 10 is going to be equal to 3. Right? Negative 7 minus a negative 10 is plus 10. 9.5 9.5 minus 8 is 1.5. 9.5 minus, that's right. 0 minus 0 is 0. And that's in, I'll put my units here, meters per second. And then I have on the bottom 0.7 minus 0 is 0.7 seconds. Now I have a vector divided by a scalar. When you divide or multiply by a scalar, you divide or multiply each component by that value. So the acceleration is going to be equal to, I'm going to write it out explicitly, 3 over 0.7, 1.5 over 0.7, 0 over 0.7 meters per second squared. Now I can put that in my calculator, and I get 3.7 divided by 4.29, 1.5 enter 0.7 divided by 2.1, 4, and then 0 meters per second squared. That is the answer. Because it's got a box around it. Okay. Now, that is the vector acceleration. Now, you might say, but what's the magnitude of the acceleration? I didn't ask for that, but we're going to do it anyway. And then we can also sketch that, right? If I take these two vectors up here and I want to do v2 minus v1, it would be this vector from the, if you put them tip to tip, if you want to draw it, actually it's more like this. So that's delta v. That's the direction of delta v. This is v1, v2. But we're going to draw it anyway. Okay. So let's go ahead and find the magnitude of this acceleration. The magnitude of the acceleration a is going to be equal to the square root of ax squared plus ay squared plus az squared, which I didn't ask for. So that's going to be the square root of 4.29 squared plus 2.14 squared. Calculator. I can't see that. Okay, so that's squared. I've already got those numbers in there. So squared. No, squared. And then flip them. I don't remember how to, there's a swap button. Well, that's fine. I'll just do 4.29 squared plus square root. I get 4.79. Now, if you wanted to, you could also find this angle theta right here. So that's my vector A. Could I find the vector, the angle theta? So this is my x component of acceleration. This is my y component of acceleration, and they make a right triangle because they're at 90 degrees to each other. So I could find that angle theta by saying the tangent of theta, which I didn't ask for, is equal to ay over ax. Now you have to be careful here because tangent can give you an ambiguous result. So it helps to draw that picture. I know that they're both positive, so I know that this is from the positive x-axis. So theta would be the inverse tangent of ay, which was 2.14 divided by ax, 4.29. Let's go ahead and calculate that. So here I'm going to just drop that stuff because I'm going to make a mistake. And I say 2.14, enter, 4.29 divided by inverse tangent, 26.5 degrees. I have my calculator in degrees mode. 26.5. Okay, now let's do one more thing. I want to show you how we can use Python to deal with vectors because it's very useful to do the same problem in Python. Good practice. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to switch to Python. I'm using an online Python, which you can or cannot use. It's up to you. I'm just clearing this out. Okay, new. Okay, let's switch over. So here I am in Trinket.io. You could go to glowscript.org too, but this one, it just looks a little bit better for what I'm using it for. New Trinket, don't worry about that. And I'm going to use WebVPython. It is important that you use WebVPython. Okay, not just normal Python, because WebVPython, see it says right there, has the vector class built into it. So let's just go ahead and write this out as explicit as we can. I'm going to say T1 is 0, T2 is 0.7. Those are variables. I can make them almost any name that I want. You do want them to start with a letter, not a number, and case matters. Now I'm going to make the vectors. V1, which I've already forgotten what it was. Negative, so it's a vector, which is a built-in class in VPython, negative 1080. So that is a type of variable I can make in VPython, and notice I'm going to print it. You'll see that it does indeed print as a vector. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now I'm going to make vector V2. V2 is the vector negative 7, 9.5. 0. I'm going to leave off the units because if I add units, then it's no longer a number. So we can deal with vectors this way. Now I can find the acceleration. I'm going to do it in one fell swoop. So the acceleration is V2 minus V1 divided by T2 minus T1. I'm going to print that. Let's make it look nice. A equals A. And then I will put the units here, meters per second squared. And that's what we got. Now, and if I want to find the magnitude, magnitude is built into Python. So I can say, A mag, I'll call it. It's going to be the magnitude. Mag is a built-in function. If you give it a vector, A, it will return the magnitude. So I can print A equals A mag. And I'll leave off the units. And there you go. That's what we got before, too. So there you go. Python, vectors, acceleration, the end, bye.